Hello, hello, one and all. Brandon carries with you once again, and we have, as of last week, finally finished Phoenix Wright Justice for All. Now, there is one more game in that trilogy, Trials and Tribulations, and we will play that eventually. But I have been playing Phoenix Wright for several months now, and I need a brief reprieve from the franchise. So, since Magic the Gathering recently released a set based on Assassin's Creed, and I have gotten somewhat nostalgic for Assassin's Creed as a result, I looked through my library at some point on GOG, presumably for free, as part of some giveaway, because I don't recall paying for this. I acquired a copy of the original Assassin's Creed on PC. Now, before we get into the actual playing of the game, I do want to point out, if anyone wishes to emulate my example and get the PC version of the first Assassin's Creed game, because it's actually very, very hard to find copies of this game, because you can't. There is no PS4 version. There's no PS5 version either. So if you want to play the OG Assassin's Creed, you have to go back and dust off your original PS3, and presumably have a physical copy of it, because I don't think digital distribution was a big thing back then. So getting a digital copy was probably not a viable option. Which means if you want to play it at all, you're probably playing it on PC these days. Which is a problem, because when I was installing it, I found that apparently, as far as I was suffering from intense stuttering when I was testing it out. Which, doing a bit of independent research, I discovered that there is a call to a server that is still in the game, despite this being a DRM-free GOG version. There is still a call out to an Ubisoft server that no longer exists. So, to solve the issue, I actually had to go into my my own settings. And if you want to know how to do this, you can just Google it, to how to fix Assassin's Creed 1 on your PC, and literally block a couple of IPs on my system so that this game would not ping out to them. And once I did that, I stopped having issues. So, thank you, Ubisoft, for still having pings to the servers in decades-old games. Shout out to Ubisoft for making me have to do work just to get this fucking running on my PC. Props to you. You suck. You still suck after all these years. You suck even harder today. But you sucked then, too. Now, with all that said, let's play Assassin's Creed. A Ubisoft original is what they would say these days. Standard Ubisoft disclaimer that will become stock for every game in this franchise, and I respect it. Now, this is a good intro. I like this intro a lot. This kind of does do the job of telling you what kind of game you're about to get into. We see Altair eyeing up his target from a high perch, where he starts being all sneaky like. Also, like, look at all how well armed this man is. But yeah, you see him blending into the crowd, approaching slowly. And that tearing is, as far as I can tell, part of the cutscene. It's not part of the, it's not like a system thing. Because of the conceit of the game, we'll get into a moment. It's not going to be, it's real pretty early on. But this is kind of the core gameplay loop. You case your target, and you sneak up to him, and then try to kill him discreetly. And then once you've made your kill, you have the escape. And that's kind of what they're showcasing in this scene, is that act. That act of blending into the crowd and disappearing in the crowd. For making your big old getaway. So this is actually a very good way of establishing what this series is all about. That first shot, that first cutscene's a very good one. And I've already created my profile because I had to test this out earlier. We're going to do a new game. Yes, I'm okay with losing all my progress. Let's first off make sure that we have subtitle. Is there a subtitle setting? There is no subtitles in this game. Okay, so we're raw dogging it. Okay. Okay, we're raw dogging it. This game does not have subtitles, so you're gonna have to, I'm gonna have to be extra fucking quiet so you can hear what's going on. Understood.
I applied my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this also was a chasing after wind. Too much wisdom is not good. Increase knowledge, increase sorrow.
Sure. Cool, man. Whatever you are.
You've got a problem. I can't anchor him to the memory. Too much psychological trauma. He's rejecting the treatment, retreating.
Yeah, don't you dare. Don't you push me like that. Don't you push me. Get the fuck out of here.
Let me try and stabilize.
Focus. Listen to the sound of my voice. Recognize that what you're seeing isn't real. Just a picture of the past. It can't hurt you.
Damn it. It's not working.
Fuck that guy in particular.
Moment, mister. He'll adjust.
Looks like we're about to see the big conceit of the game.
We're losing him.
That's enough, Mr. Man.
We need to pull him out. Now.
All right, Desmond. We're going to try and help you out.
Desmond. The most controversial part of this Assassin's Creed trilogy is Desmond Miles.
You okay?
I told you he'd be fine.
Bastards!
Now, I just saved your life.
Saved my life? You kidnapped me. You strapped me into that thing.
Animus. It's an animus.
I don't even know you people. Why are you doing this to me?
You have information we need, Mr. Miles.
Information? I'm a bartender, for Christ's sakes. What do you want me to do? Teach you how to mix a martini?
We know who you are, what you are.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't play coy with me. There isn't time. You're an assassin. And whether you realize it or not, you've got something that my employers want. Locked away in that head of yours.
But I'm not an assassin. Not anymore.
Yes, your file indicated as much. Something about an escape. Most fortunate for us.
What do you
These
want?
visuals did not age well.
For you to do as you're told. The Animus will allow us to locate what we need. Once we have it, you'll be free to go.
I am not going back in there.
Then we'll induce a coma and continue our work. When we're done, you'll be left to die. Truth be told, the only reason you're still conscious is because this approach saves us time.
You're insane.
So what is it, Mr. Miles? Live or die? Lie down.
Fine. Asshole. We'll lie down.
Decision.
Whoa. Where am I?
You're
High-res
inside
models.
The Animus.
Which is...
It's a projector that renders genetic memories in 3 dimensions.
genetic memory.
Seems you'll need a bit of a tutorial. Very well. We'll start simple. What is a memory, Mr. Miles?
It's the recollection of a past event.
Specific to the individual remembering the event.
Yeah, sure.
What if I told you that the human body not only housed an individual's memory, but the memories of his ancestors as well? Genetic memory, if you will. Migration, hibernation, reproduction. How do
I forget how long
animals
this
know
tutorial
when and
spiel
where
is.
to go? What to do?
That's just animal instinct.
Now you're arguing semantics, Mr. Miles. Whatever you call it, the fact remains. These creatures hold knowledge absent the requisite first-hand experience. I've spent the past 30 years trying to understand why. I discovered something most fascinating. Our DNA functions as an archive. It contains not only genetic instructions passed down from previous generations, but memories as well. The memories of our ancestors.
And the Animus lets you decode and read these DNA files.
Precisely.
But there's a problem. This is the specific memory we're trying to access. Unfortunately, when we try and open the memory, your mind withdraws. You lack the confidence to step into your ancestor's body. That's what happened earlier. You got knocked out of the target memory and pushed back to a more stable state.
Huh.
Why?
It's your subconscious. It's resisting. We've found similar reactions among patients who undergo hypnosis to relive traumatic events. They can't jump directly into the specific memory. They need to be eased in. Even then, there can be problems.
So how do we fix it?
We find a memory you can synchronize with, and we move forward from there. You'll get used to it. This is the closest we can get, so it's where we'll have to start. I'm uploading the tutorial program now.
So that is the core conceit of this game, and more or less the entire franchise.
Warning. Data stream unstable. Attempting to restore synchronization. Hello, Subject 17. This tutorial has been prepared in order to better acclimate you to the Animus's control system. Instructions will follow shortly.
So we are not playing as the person from the Third Crusade. We are playing as Desmond Miles, who is playing this character. That is the core conceit of Assassin's Creed, and it's kind of been the core conceit from the very beginning of the franchise. Which shocked a lot of people, because at the time when people were covering this game, they didn't actually talk a lot about the meta narrative in the modern day. They spent all the time in press materials talking about being in the Third Crusade, playing as this guy named Altair. And no one really talked about the Desmond part, 'cause that was supposed to be a secret that wasn't really revealed until you bought the game and played the game. That was the intention. I think the actor who plays Lucy, Kristen Bell, I believe, if memory serves. I could double check that when I post this on YouTube. I don't want to say accidentally, because she just kind of said it outright, that there was this sci-fi narrative about in Assassin's Creed that she was part of. And then people started talking about it. And this has been more or less one of the most controversial aspects of the franchise, is this modern day storyline. And how it's kind of grown over the years. People respond to it very badly, in this game, and ever since then they've kind of been trying to shy away from it, even though it's like a core concept of the entire fiction of this game. And we'll see as we go along that like I am personally a fan of the modern day aspects of Assassin's Creed. I enjoyed that part. So the more they took away from that, the kind of like, I don't want to say the less I was interested because I really like the Ezio trilogy a lot. But you definitely feel how it takes away from the game when they shy away from this thing that is essentially the core conceit of the franchise. Is that you're playing as someone who is reliving memories of a previous ancestor.
The synchronization bar represents how in sync you are with your ancestors' memories. If you ever fall completely out of sync, the Animus will restore you to your last synchronized position. You are currently dangerously close to desynchronization. Please follow all forthcoming instructions.
See, it's not a health bar. It represents how in sync we are with what Altair would have been like at the time.
Puppeteering concept to control the actions of your ancestor. I'm loading subroutines to validate your body's adaptation to the Animus. We will begin by exploring the default actions of each input.
And this was the other concept that they've kind of broken away from.
Standing still, use the head button to observe your environment.
Is what they called the puppeteer concept for controls, where each of the face buttons on the controller maps to one of your body parts. Like this is head, armed hand, unarmed hand, and feet. So like by hitting the head button, I could go into first person.
Good.
And all the like primary controller functions
Without causing them to drop what they're holding.
would involve using one of these 4 face buttons to manipulate a body part. For example, here, by using the gentle push, I can just nudge people out of the way as opposed to walking into them and bumping those pots to keep quiet. This was a concept they called social stealth, which they've flirted with and got.
Differentiates between 2 fundamental actions: low profile and high profile. Low profile actions are socially acceptable. High profile actions are more action oriented. Hold the high profile button to see how your heads up display changes the context of the puppeteering inputs.
Yeah, so this is the idea, is that you use these actions here, these these low profile social actions to blend in. And then when you're ready to strike, you'll go into high profile
Excellent.
to make your moves, to do your actual attacks.
We will continue
And parkour.
the synchronization process by testing some high-profile actions. Grab and throw this individual onto the marker by using the empty hand button in high profile.
It's so weird going to this after like how Assassin's Creed has come, because they've done so much work, both in like
Good. Using your legs button
How do I
in
phrase
high
this?
profile will allow you to sprint. Sprinting is useful to escape from soldiers or to get closer to a fleeing target. However, be careful not to bump into anyone, for you can lose your balance and tumble to the ground. While sprinting, reach the marker before this man does.
I love how the people don't have faces because Altair didn't know who they were. Okay, I lost that one. There we go.
Well done. The Animus will also provide other important information. The social status icon gives you information on your social status. The different states will be explained in context soon.
Yeah, so this is the core idea is
The
that
soldier is looking at you. The yellow color means the soldier is either unaware or suspicious of who you are. To illustrate the change in awareness level, you will stealth assassinate this soldier. First, lock onto your target. Now, select your hidden blade.
oh, this is really
With
low
your
res.
blade selected, walk up to the soldier and assassinate him by using your armed hand button. The dead body has alerted the soldier and changed his awareness to informed, as represented by the red witness indicator. Aggressive actions or socially unacceptable behavior undertaken at this time will likely provoke an armed response. Provoke this soldier. Notice how the social status icon has changed to exposed. Use the latter and try to break the line of sight.
I'll get you!
Excellent. The line of sight has been broken. Now run into the roof garden to hide from the soldier. Good. Your social status indicates that you are hidden, but the soldier is still looking for you. Wait until your social status changes again.
This is kind of silly, but it's part of the concept.
That's right. You do well to hide.
So yeah, that is the core game, is that we are...
Well done. The soldier has lost your track. You are
The
now
intent is to
anonymous.
remain anonymous as long as possible
That's
until
fine.
you're ready to do you perform your things and strike. Like do your parkour, do your assassinations and all of that. You're supposed to do that only when you're ready.
Excellent.
And there's like a whole stealth system here that is evolved.
Anonymous will fill your synchronization bar and make your job as an assassin easier. There are different places which you can use to hide. However, you must always break the line of sight first, and then use a hide spot to vanish.
These are all places you can hide in. Rooftop gardens, bales of hay, benches, and robes and scholars. These are all hiding spots we can use to vanish.
Let us continue with the
Because line of sight is important, but the idea behind Assassin's Creed in this early stage was that you could hide in plain sight by blending into the crowds. That was the idea, is to represent mechanically how does it feel to hide in plain sight and then make your move as if you were audaciously there the entire time. How do you mechanically represent this concept of an assassin who doesn't use cover or crouching or any of that like the things typically associated with stealth, with like the breaking line of sight, although there is line of sight in this game, or keeping quiet, keeping in the shadows. Rather, it was the idea of you were just there. You were just there in the crowd. And that's how you got too close to your target, but it's being a anonymous body. That's why, like...
demonstration of blend. Blend can be activated with the passive use of your legs. You can mimic a scholar and pass near soldiers without arousing.
And that's why Altair is dressed the way he is. Because he's dressed in a way that is similar to the robed scholars that are wandering the city. So when he blends, he can pretend to be a scholar. That's where the white hood... That's why he's wearing a white hood. Is because it is identical to a scholar's outfit. Although, like, if someone was looking, they should be able to see the mountains and mountains of weaponry attached to him. But, you know, Agent 47 has the barcode. He has all these arms. It's very similar conceptually.
And suspicion. Use this to reach the marker behind the soldiers.
And so while, like, we are technically being pursued because we are blending into the world as a scholar, the guards don't see us.
Good.
That is the
You
idea.
are fully safe. Referred to as eagle vision, this sixth sense helped your ancestor understand the intentions of people around him. Well done.
This is another signature kind of like power in Assassin's Creed, is that a lot of the assassins, and they don't explain this in the early games, have this ability to just perceive on an almost supernatural level the intentions behind their enemies, like whether they are targets, foes, friends, or just like random passerbys. They'll be able to to understand that at a glance. And so they mechanically represent that as what they call eagle vision.
Remember, eagle vision
And it's all part
will
of
be
that
available once you are fully synced.
that fantasy of being the
Based on
assassin.
Following the Assassin's Creed, your ancestors' way of life will assist you with staying in sync. The creed consists of 3 tenets. First, never hurt an innocent person. Second, always be discreet. Third, do not compromise the clan. Should you lose sync, you can restore synchronization by reliving key moments of your ancestor's life, or by respecting the creed. You have successfully completed the tutorial.
And that's the
rest of
titular
memory
Assassin's
block
Creed,
will
yes.
now be loaded.
Wait! There must be another way. This one need not die.
Stay your blade from the flesh of the innocent.
Fortune favors your blade.
Not fortune, skill. Watch a while longer and you might learn something.
Indeed. He'll teach you how to disregard everything the Masters taught us.
And how would you have done it?
I would not have drawn attention to us. I would not have taken the life of an innocent. What I would have done is follow the creed.
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Understand these words. It matters not how we complete our task, only that it's done.
But this is not the way of...
My way is better.
My way
Our
is
scout
better.
ahead. Try not to dishonor us further.
What is our mission? My brother would say nothing to me. Only that I should be honored to have been invited.
The Master believes the Templars have found something beneath the Temple Mount.
Treasure?
I do not know. All that matters is the Master considers it important. Else he would not have asked me to retrieve it.
My way is better. So we've already broken one of the core creeds. And the game has just started. This is a controversial... That's not a controversial part of Assassin's Creed 1 is the parkouring. Because it's more or less automated. Is once you hit the high profile button and you have your legs button pressed, the parkour happens more or less automatically. I mean, it's generally pretty good at that, but a lot of people, like, at the time, like, I guess not at the time, but, like, in the years since, have criticized this mode of platforming similar to Uncharted, where it's like you just go through a prescribed path. I personally don't have a particularly strong horse in that race. It's weird having a tutorial after having a tutorial. What must have happened is they made this tutorial because this is the one that actually opens the story, and then they realized that wasn't enough, so they made another tutorial app before that, and I think this seems like that was probably what happened.
There.
But I can only speculate.
The Ark of the Covenant?
Don't be silly. There's no such thing. It's just a story.
Then what is it?
Quiet. Someone's coming.
I want us through this gate before sunrise. The
Yo,
sooner we
Frenchie.
access it, the sooner we can turn our attention to those jackals at Masyaf.
Robert de Sable. His life is mine.
No. We were asked to retrieve the treasure and deal with Robert only if necessary.
He stands between us and it. I'd say it's necessary.
Discretion, Altair.
You mean cowardice. That man is our greatest enemy.
Always be
Here we
discreet.
have a chance to be rid of him.
You have already broken 2 tenets of our creed. Now you would break the 3rd. Do not compromise the Brotherhood.
I am your superior, in both title and ability. You should know better than to question me.
in both title and ability. Hello, Mr. Haughty. It's okay, we'll break him soon enough. I love that there is no way to avoid this. You do kind of have to loudly break the tenet of be discreet.
Hold, Templars. You are not the only ones with business here.
Ah. Well, this explains my missing man. And what is it you want?
Blood.
No! You know not the things in which you meddle, assassin. I spare you only that you may return to your master and deliver a message. The Holy Land is lost to him and his. He should flee now while he has the chance. Stay, and all of you will die.
Oops.